Hey guys, what's up? I'm here in my garden and I wanted to give you a little tour of what I have going so far. We're still just getting started, but I am eating out of it and we've got lots of delicious veggies growing and some fruit too. Lots of fruit trees around as well. And so I just wanted to give you a little tour of what I have growing in here. It's so much fun to grow your own food and eat directly from the earth. This has been a long time passion of mine. It's not so easily implemented given the strangeness of today's world. There's a lot of barriers out there to growing your own food. So it's been the battle to continue to do this, but spirit is on my side and I'm overcoming all the odds and I get to have a garden, and hopefully one day this garden concept will be more community and much larger. But for now, you work with what you got, one seed at a time, one garden at a time, one day at a time. The dream is big. The dream is very big. And you just have to keep putting one foot in front of another and seeing it as a lifelong, goal. Anyway, so it's been a lot of work to get these gardens to be where they are. It may not look like it to the naked eye, but I started out with a yard just full of gnarly, thick weeds everywhere. And so that was the first step, getting rid of the weeds. And then the next step was tilling the soil, because the soil was very hard. And so I used a tiller to till it initially, and now it doesn't need to be tilled anymore, but I tilled it. And then I planted lots of cover crops to build the soil. And also the roots of the cover crops till the soil. And what they do is they put down these long tap roots that bring up minerals from deep down in the earth up to the top, disperse them into their leaves, drop the leaves, and give that back to the soil. And you also cut the cover crops and chip or shred them and put that mulch back in the soil. So I did a combination of all of that and have wonderful soil. Now I also added lots of amendments like manure, seaweed, spirulina, compost tea, mulch, and whatever I could get my hands on. I've been building this soil up. So that's been a lot of fun. And now I have actual greens, lots of veggies to eat, and roots and fruit. And it's so exciting. And I haven't even put a lot of time into this. If I was really putting in the time that I wanted to be putting into this, with maybe a couple other people, oh god, there would be so much more. The sky's the limit, and it's really a lot of fun. So anyways, let's have a little taste test. So the first one that I'm going to share with you is this one it's called Small Gai Chai, and it's a type of Asian green, and it is so incredibly tasty. So what I go do is I go around and I just taste test the greens straight out of the garden. And this one, so anyway, so this little green right here, it's like, oh my god, it is so freaking, that is the best tasting green out here. And I've never had this kind, never grown this kind, but you bet I'll be doing it in the future. It's got a nice mild spice to it and incredible flavor. Almost like wasabi, but I have some other wasabi greens that even taste more like wasabi. So there's a wasabi theme going on. And right here, got some delicious type of pak choi, and right here you've got a delicious type of bok choy, and got some radish down there. So this is hey so this is super tasty. Oh my goodness, look at it. Yum. So I like to take these kind of greens and make wraps with them, with maybe some kind of pate that I made, or a salsa, or other veggies chopped up and then rolled up into the wrap. So right here we've got some broccoli. So right here we've got some broccoli, and then we've got this cabbage So right here we've got some broccoli, and then we've got this loose leaf cabbage, which is kind of like a lettuce leaf cabbage. And with this stuff you can just break off leaves of it like so, like leaves of it, and eat it as is. And this is another really good green to make wraps with, and it's very mild like lettuce, and it's really delicious. It's not as bitter as lettuce, it's kind of sweet. Wow. Yum. So good. And right here we have a wasabina is what it's called. It's a type of mustard, and it very much tastes like wasabi. Oh yeah. So yeah, right here we have the wasabina, and right here we've got the loose leaf cabbage. We've got some beets and some broccoli. We've got some sunflower right there, and this is called early maibuna, and it's a type of Asian green. And we got a bunch of that, and it's very delicious in your salad. So right here we've got some Ethiopian kale. And right here we have some carrots coming on, some carrots. And over here is some pak choy, a whole bunch of pak choy, yum yum. And right behind it is a hybrid kale broccoli type green. And then down here are some watermelon radish, and they're gonna be ready pretty soon. Could probably use some thinning out. We've got some zinnias, some beautiful zinnia flowers coming on, reseeded from last year. And right here is the small gai chai, delicious Asian green right here. And some type of tot soy right here. The tot soys are smaller leaves than the bok choys. We've got a Malabar spinach, bunch of Malabar spinach coming up. These are the babies right now. And that right there is a red tot soy. We've got a red tot soy. It's kind of more purple than red, but we've got our red tot soy. And we've got a nice dino kale. Oh yeah, for the dino kale. Right here we have some different kinds of lettuce coming on. That's endive right there. And then we've got a whole bunch of lettuce right here taking off. And then another kind right here. Whole bunch of lettuce, yeah. There's some basil, that's cardinal basil with papayas that I started from seed. Got little baby fruits coming on, and then more papayas with the veggies growing between them. Got the beautiful garden growing over here. All these edible greens growing up out of the earth, rich in minerals, rich in vitality, rich in life essence. That's what we're talking about. That is what we are talking about. Mizuna. And Mizuna mustard. And we got some spillantes. And then over here, we got some peas taken off. They're just getting going. Nice type of lettuce right here. Guys, full grown. I'm gonna let it go to seed. I'm not gonna eat it, so I can save the seeds. And we've got some cilantro bunch more coming up. And right here is a wild type of arugula, and it's already going to seed, but it's still totally edible. Borage flower, and some zinnias, and we've got some arugula back there, and this marigold coming on, some sunflower behind it. So all kinds of things happening in this corner. And we've got some marigolds. A type of tatsoi right here, tatsai. This is a beautiful Asian green right here, really large leaves. You can see the large leaves on it. It grows really quickly, and it's tasty too. We've got some zucchini growing back there. We've got some zucchini growing right here. We've got some squash growing right here. And sunflowers. And over here, we've got some fennel and dill. Very, very tasty. Smells so good in the garden. Some radish and some celery. The celery's coming on. It smells so good. So in addition to all these greens, and I've got beets and carrots and stuff and radishes and stuff like that, I also have a whole bunch of tomatoes, peppers, flowers, berries, and all kinds of stuff started over at my house in small trays and bags that I will be transplanting over here soon, maybe in like 3 weeks to a month, or probably a little longer than that. I'll be transplanting things over here. And so yeah, we're just getting started. It's going to be full of diversity and many flavors and smells, and it's going to be so wonderful. And the birds, the bees, and the butterflies are going to be attracted and do their pollination thing. It's going to be a whole living ecosystem out here, and a whole little world opened up. And so that's always a lot of fun. And I just look forward to the garden growing and eating from it and sharing with others and teaching others. This is the real revolution. This is how to survive the apocalypse. This is how to find meaning in a meaningless world. And this is where you get real food in a world full of fake food. So, you know, I wish more would join me on this path. I know it takes time, it takes resources. You're speaking to the choir. I gave up so much to pursue this path of eating real food and learning to grow real food. But in the end, I really didn't give up anything but a lie and a fake life. And this is the real life. And yeah, it's challenging. It has its challenges for sure in this fake world. But I do believe that I'm supported by Spirit, and that I'm just going to continue with sharing this, because this is why I'm here, and that's made obvious to me. I mean, not the only reason, but this is a big reason why I'm here on earth. And so I know that there's this higher power involved, and as long as I, you know, just keep committed and dedicated to my path, there's really nothing to worry about. And so I don't feed the worries. I feed the hopes and the dreams and the wisdom and the knowledge and the practical application of all of that. And so that's what I'm doing. And it's very rewarding in a lot of ways. So if anybody would like to come visit me here, there are opportunities. Just text me, and we can talk about what's available and how that might meet your needs and my needs. So yeah, I used to help run a lot of different farms and gardens and manage people loosely, and you know, been teaching with teachers on my shoulder, and now it's kind of just me, how to grow food. And I'm always learning, and I'm always learning from everyone. Everyone has a little bit to share, and I'm not claiming that I know a lot about anything other than like I have been doing this and I am doing it, and I'm here to share, and it's a lot of fun. And it looks like it's so easy, but there's a lot of details, but it's also pretty simple. It's age-old wisdom, that knowledge that has been lost in this modern world. We are creators, we create and we're trying to be forced and to be consumers. And like, it's a brave new world. People have forgotten who we really are, and it's all about buying and selling. And to me, that's scary. Once humanity goes down that route and they forget who they really are, then they're going to self-destruct, because when you forget who you really are, then you lose that spark of life, of what life is really about. And so I'm here to keep that alive. I'm here to bring it back. There's so much that comes from this creative energy, and it can't all be measured in actual dollars and monetary investments, but it gives back. Nature gives back so much. You give it a little and it gives back so much every single time. Nature is incredibly magical, incredibly abundant, incredibly giving, and incredibly forgiving. We are nature. Let's be like nature. When we are like nature, then we live in harmony with nature, and we thrive as a species. And so that's what we need to get back to, and that's what I'm here to share. So with everything going on in this crazy world, got to find time to ground into yourself, and to ground into silence, and to ground into the earth. And what better way than gardening and growing your food, so everyone can turn their backyard into a garden. I've done it with so many people. You can turn your entire yard, front yard, backyard, into a garden. Dig up that lawn and transform it into garden beds, and set up irrigation, and watch YouTube videos, and you can be growing your own food. And it's really not that hard. And it makes you feel so good to have your hands in the dirt and to be a part of this magical process. And so in times like these, where there's just so much crazy, lies out there, and misinformation and information, and it's just like bombarded at us, and it's like, we just gotta turn that off and get back to ourselves and get back to the earth. And I find gardening is such a wonderful way to do that. That's kind of what brought me into growing my food in the first place so long ago. I was, had a job that, it was just a job that I had to get me out to the West Coast. I was working for an insurance company. And I ended up quitting that, and then life took me on this wild ride, and I went deep into yoga real quickly. I believe that I just picked up from a past life, basically, and I found my teacher very quickly. We had both moved to the city within a couple weeks of each other. Everything was coming into extreme alignment and synchronicity, and the world that I had known was fleeting away, and a new world was opening, and that new world has been opening ever since, and it's taken me deeper and deeper and deeper into different layers. So with the yoga, what happened was I just started to question things about this life. I started to want to be outside more in the sunlight. I wanted to be with the earth, and this was no one telling me this. My teacher wasn't telling me this, It was all coming from within. It was all coming from within. And before I knew it, I was out of the city and basically houseless, and traveling to all kinds of different farms and gardens and learning. And what I saw was that there was some major issues with growing food, even organically, even small scale farm in the United States. And something was drastically off, and that was really unsettling for me. It was very much run like a business, cold, heartless, monotonous, long rows, the workers, weeding one row of the same weeds the whole day. That's not humane. That's not how we're supposed to live. And so, while I was getting back to the earth, at the same time, I was going, whoa, something's terribly off here with humanity and the way that food is being grown. And so what I did was I went to Costa Rica, and I discovered permaculture there, and that really opened my eyes to another way. And I never forgot that. And within a couple of years after that, I don't remember all the exact timing, but I found a synchronicity that brought me on this month-long hike in the desert of Baja along the coast with a group of people. It was more like 2 months for me. And from there, I learned about my permaculture teacher and my dear forever friend, Gabriel. And I was brought to him, and it was an instant connection. And the moment I walked into his gardens, I was like, I'm home. This is the most living situation I've ever seen. And I had seen it in my dreams, and I knew it. And when I met Gabriel, I said, that's an angel. I knew it was an angel. And Spirit said, he is you. And that was it. I dedicated myself to serving him, because he had gotten into a terrible incident that left his body paralyzed, and it was a very tragic situation. But life continues onwards, and I loved him from the moment I saw him, and committed myself to taking care of him and learning from him. And I did that for the next 10 years. And there were lots of highs and lows throughout all of that. Lots of extremely wonderful, beautiful, blissful moments that are forever etched in my soul, in my mind, in my memories. The best time in the world with him in the garden. And there were a lot of hard challenges with the paralysis and with everything that was going on. But through it all, I found a great love for myself and for him and for gardens. And I'm no Gabriel. I'm no professional gardener. I'm nothing like that. I just have a passion because my eyes were opened and I saw the light, and he passed his amazing knowledge on me. And so I am carrying it on because I have to. If I don't, then I'm very sad. And so I have to do this, and it brings so much joy. But, I don't claim to be the best or anything like that. I just know I have a passion, and I've studied with the best, and I really enjoy doing it, and I have a green thumb, and so that's what I'm doing. There's a lot wrapped up in all of this, but ultimately I've been on a really intense journey for a long time, and it's brought me to where I am now, and I'm happy to share. And I want to get more professional with all of it. So this is just beginning. It's taken me so much just to get to this place, to have these garden beds, to have a place to garden, and I'm being supported by a thread. But things, I keep being supported, and I'm supporting myself, and this is happening. So I'm just grateful to have a place to grow a garden, because it's a really strange world, and that's all I'm gonna say. And I have peace. I have peace here, and it's beautiful here, and I'm just grateful. Hola. So thanks for tuning in and watching this. I appreciate it. I know that food and nature is not as exciting as all the other hyper sensationalized crazy information out there that everyone is so addicted to sharing. And I'm trying to move away from that. I'm here to just come back to the simple, come back to the still, come back to the real magic that's timeless and ageless. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm not for everyone. But for those that are really trying to grasp the bigger picture of life here, becoming one with your food source and getting back to nature is a huge part of that. And so I will keep sharing that for the rest of my days, because that's my game. And I'm not doing it for attention or for popularity. If I was, there are many other things that I could be doing. I'm doing it because I love it and it's my passion, and I'm hoping to turn people onto it, and as you get turned onto it, then you get more turned onto it, and before you know it, we can use the internet to share our knowledge of how to make our lives better and make the world's better, rather than to confuse us and mislead us and aggravate us or whatever else that all this information does to us. So that's the positive side of the modern times and the internet. And so let's take our tools and use them rather than letting them use us. We be the master of ourselves and of the technology rather than the technology mastering us and controlling us. We are the masters. And so that's what I'm coming into. So we take this magic and the earth, we share it with each other, we share our seeds, we share our resources, and before you know it, there's gardens all over the world, and people are getting healthier, and people are remembering who they really are, and not only remembering who we really are, but moving forward, we can evolve into something we've never been. We've never had this opportunity to share the diversity of seeds and to plant food forests like we do now. It is just an amazing evolution of Earth, and I'm here to embrace it. We get this one life in this one body. I mean, maybe we get lots of lives, but we only get this one time, and this one chance to do it in this body as we are now, and I'm just gonna embrace it to the fullest, and there's really nothing to fear, because we're all one and we're all supposed to be here, and as long as we align with what is our calling here and what God wants for us, then everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. So keep going within, keep turning to that higher power, keep turning to love, keep turning to peace. That's what's real, that's what's true. Everything else is an illusion. Fear is an illusion. So don't feed the fear. Don't feed the lies, just ignore it and focus on what's real, focus on the love. And, a good thing shall come from that. And one day, one thing will lead to another. So focus on the love, focus on the joy, focus on the positive things in life, and let's grow that, and let's grow our souls and grow ourselves to higher versions of ourselves and a higher evolution where we're working together as one in harmony and sharing the love and sharing the resources and sharing the joy of this existence, because that's the way it's supposed to be, and we can do it. The power's in our hands, the power's in our hearts. We can do it. We are the revolution.